subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
I'm here. What's going on with it, guys? Welcome. Glad to have y'all back in. You guys good? How y'all living, guys? We're back with the tap in, ladies and gentlemen. I have not done a tap in with you guys and shit, it's been like a week, right? It's been a minute, but I'm here. What's going on, man? Y'all good? Oh man, it's been a minute. Y'all give me a retweet. If you can give me a retweet, that'd be great, family. That'd be phenomenal. Give me a retweet. That would be absolutely phenomenal, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a retweet. And before I get started, let me shout out some of the people here because I haven't seen y'all in a minute. I see Rhonda. I see Patty Cake. What's up, Patty Cake? I ain't seen Patty Cake in a minute since I saw you in DC. We got Lil Old Me. We got Aztec. We got Black Republican. D. Laurent. We got Noel. We got Sir Mike, Brother Maroc, Stephanie, Mr. Shouty, Hussein, Different, Queen Mother Empress, and the Tethinator in the building. Glad you guys are in here. Man, so how you guys been? I know y'all like, where's Tariq? Where you been? I've been over there on the TikTok streets, ladies and gentlemen. I've been over there turning up on TikTok. Boy, we got a lot of the tethers, the hostile tethers. We got them up off of here. So they've been fleeing over there to TikTok. That's where they've been hiding. They got like a little musty sanctuary over there. And we've been kicking up the hornet's nest over there heavy on TikTok. Yeah, that's their little they found a new little safe haven over there on TikTok. They thought they were safe. And they be over there talking about me. They've been talking about me for years, just real greasy. Now we're getting them over there and we're making them get some act right. And it's a vibe. So y'all need to follow me on TikTok if you're not. TikTok, it's the way their lives are set up, because I've been doing my lives over there. Their lives are set up much better. Over there, you can do a live and it automatically saves to your phone, whereas we have to save our lives here externally, and I've been having issues with that, with external saving. So the interface is a little better over there. So Elon them, they got to step it up over here. They got to really step it up. But I'm here though. We're here. We're here, family. We're gonna chop it up. What's up, cousin Jerry? I see you down there. Miss Skyline, I see you down there. So we're in the building. I hope y'all checked out my YouTube broadcast earlier. We chopped up some very good game on that, ladies and gentlemen. But I do want to talk about something today. They had the No Kings protest today. They had the No Kings protest, and this was a nationwide protest where they were protesting, it was organized by the left. So they were protesting authoritarianism, as they say it, and just millions. It was a few million. Was it? Hold on. What was the actual numbers? Let me look it up real quick. It was a lot of people, but it don't really have the impact. Hold on. Let me look it up. Let me look it up real quick and see how many people came. Three takeaways Saturday No King. Millions rally against Trump at the No Kings protests across the country. Let me read some CNN stuff here. Hold on one second. Hold on. I'm trying to get no sounds here. Hold on. Um, Hold on. Because there's a lot going on. It says nationwide protests, huge crowds marched in major cities and smaller gatherings across the country were held for No Kings protest against Donald Trump's administration. Organizers said there were nearly 7 million people at more than 2,700 events in all 50 states, and the police said they were mostly peaceful, which large cities reporting no protest-related incidents or arrest. While they protested, demonstrators voiced outrage at the range of Trump's policies, But some key themes took center stage, including perceived threats to democracy, the administration's ICE raids and troop deployments in U.S. cities, and cuts to federal programs, especially healthcare. Okay. Okay. So, truth be told, it was a lot of people out here around the country protesting, and it was a big nothing burger. We got to be very honest. It was a nothing burger. Let's be real. It didn't really have no cultural impact. It had the media on its side, the numbers were out there, but the cultural impact, it just wasn't there. Now, why is that? Let's keep it a beam because somebody made a good point down in Atlanta. It was just thousands and thousands and thousands of protesters out there, and they were all white. And they were like, "How's a city with all them black people and no black people out there?" Ah, and that was the problem. Black folks were not involved in none of this stuff. What's up, Furball? FBA Furball in the building. Let's be real. We weren't out there, not in large numbers. We weren't really rocking with it. That's why these No Kings protests, they don't really get the mileage out of it that they need. They don't get that civil rights vibe. They don't get the cultural mileage. They don't get the social mileage out of it. People ain't really talking about it on social media. They weren't talking about it like that. Nobody really cared because we're not involved in it. Now, why are we, Black Americans, why are we not involved in these protests? Well, number one is a historic distrust for white-led movements, to be honest. A lot of Americans for centuries, we've experienced being used as moral cover for movements that don't really benefit us. Yeah. And there's a deep skepticism that a lot of these protests, especially these that center these symbolic abstract themes like anti-monarchy, eh, those are just white liberal performance pieces. There's no material consequences for black communities. Yeah. And basically there's a misalignment with material needs. See, the No King's Day protest, it's just rooted in symbolic or ideological critiques, anti-royalty, anti-fascism, anti-authoritarianism. You know, it's just disconnected from the day-to-day struggles that foundational black American communities face: police brutality, mass incarceration, economic inequality. Now, if they get their ass out there and say, "Hey, we're gonna march for some reparations checks for FBAs," I'll be out there with you. Now we'll get some action. But the thing is, we weren't rocking with it. There was no black leadership or black framing. When protest starts organizing without prominent black spokespersons or strong grassroots figures, it lacks cultural framing, and it sends a signal, whether intentional or not, that black issues and black perspectives are just not central. So a lot of black people might feel like guests in a house that was built for other people and not us in mind. And we also have, man, we have co-opting fatigue. Foundational Black Americans, man, we have sat up here and watched our movements from civil rights to BLM just simply get co-opted, get watered down, get financially exploited by some of these non-black liberals and progressives. And we're tired, to be honest, man. That's where the fatigue is. We got a weariness to these little movements that show signs of using black energy without prioritizing black justice. Well, we cool on that. We just ain't gonna get out here stomping, and then at the end of the day, we ain't getting nothing. We ain't getting nothing tangible. We kind of tired of that. And it's just a symbolic disconnect. It's just a symbolic disconnect, man. That No Kings protest, it doesn't culturally resonate with many black Americans. Yeah. Black political consciousness in the US, it's all about fighting institutional racism, not no European feudal symbols, because they're talking all that monarchy this and uh that sounds like some Game of Thrones shit. We dealing with some real stuff out here in the real world. You know? Because see, the thing is, man, there's no strategic reciprocity, man. We Black Americans, we show up in large numbers to protest universal causes and all that, but we don't see any kind of reciprocation. We don't see reciprocal support when we mobilize. Ain't nobody talking about reparations. We ain't doing the one-sided thing no more. We're just not doing that. We're cool on that. And listen, media coverage, that doesn't equal relevance. Just because the corporate legacy media covers an event, that don't mean it holds cultural weight, especially with us. If there's no grassroots buzz, no barbershop talk, no hair salon talk, no street talk, we ain't talking about it, man. If we ain't promoting it, it ain't happening. I'm telling you, man, we got the golden cosign, man. When we cosign something collectively, there's a certain energy that's put on it, man. That's why we're cosigning our lineage, and there's a buzz, and everybody's tripping on that because we've energized respect for our lineage. So people understand the power of a foundational Black American cosign. When we cosign something, that puts a spiritual energy on it. You see, I want y'all to feel me. And there's just unclear tangible demands. See, the No King's Day protest, it just revolves around symbolic defiance. Black traditional protest is based on demanding some kind of specific material change, civil rights, housing, education, justice. Then there's no ask. What the hell are people asking for? Right? No kings. Okay, what the hell do you want? What's the ask? There's no ask there. Yeah. And there's competing cultural priorities. See, foundational Black Americans, we have a rich cultural and spiritual political calendar that doesn't always sync with the broader protest culture. So if a movement don't really interact with what we got going on or any of our root causes, it's we just ain't really rocking with it. We ain't rocking with it like that. So the thing is, man, listen, a Black protest, when we're out here in the mix, we set the cultural tone. See, our protest culture is the blueprint for how modern protest movements are supposed to get down. From the chants, the rhythm, the call and response. Ain't no rhythm. See, we get out there, we put a little flavor to it. You see, we're the heartbeat. Ain't no heartbeat. Because the people out here, a bunch of white people protesting, what the hell? With the optics of it, you're like, okay, you are white. What are y'all protesting? What are you being held back from? You've gotten every privilege imaginable. That's how the world looks at it. That's why there's no real social traction on it. Yeah. See, the thing is, when we get out here stomping, see, we get international attention because of the unique moral weight that Black suffering in America has. Movements that don't have moral leverage, especially some of these white-led ones, it just doesn't resonate as deeply or globally. Because globally, the white people in Europe are like, "What the hell are you protesting? You bloody wankers! You have everything." So, who are you appealing to? Who are you appealing to if you're a white protester? Yeah. Yeah, it's the absence of the cool factor. You know, Black culture, that's the cultural engine over here. Without our presence, it lacks, protests don't have no style, no rhythm, no emotion. They don't have the visual power. The Black protest movements, it set trends, dress codes, chants, memes, and the No Kings thing, it lacked that. There's no historical continuity. Movements without Black participation, it just lacks the connective tissue to historic movements like the Montgomery bus boycott, civil rights movement, the Million Man March. And shout out to the Million Man March. That was the anniversary this week of the Million Man March. So that historical thread gives protests their legitimacy. And this just didn't have it. And you know what it really is, family? What's really one of the reasons why these things don't hit like they're supposed to. And y'all give me a retweet. Everybody retweet me, by the way. Um, these No Kings protests, it has weak messaging without a spiritual core. That's one of the most important things, family. Black protests often they carry a spiritual element to them that's rooted in justice, survival, ancestral memory. Because that it ain't got that Majara spirit like we have. And these white-led symbolic protests, it just feels empty. It's like lacking a deep emotional and ancestral grounding. It's just like the church. Have you ever wonder why the white church is a little different than the black church? And they pretty much have the same program to a certain degree. They go in and sing songs in unison. You'll give a church announcement. You kind of structure the program on paper the same way. But white churches and black churches completely different. White gospel, black gospel, completely different. Why is that? Why is that? It's the spiritual element. The spiritual energy is different. Like black gospel is rooted in foundational Black American traditions, feel hollers, spiritual blues, ring shouts, stuff we did on the plantation, out of survival. White gospel is basically rooted in more European classical styles. Yeah. Black gospel is a little more raw, rhythmic, improvised. White gospel is more structured and restrained. There's a groove and a rhythm in black gospel. We emphasize syncopation. Like even when we clap on the two and the four. That's a pocket. See, we ride the beat. That's a heartbeat. Boom. That's a heartbeat. Like that. Boom, bam, two. We hit that two and the four. The white churches, they be on that one and three. They be on that. I saw the light. I saw the light. I saw the light. It's a different rhythm. It's a different syncopation. It's a different rhythm. It's a different pocket. It's not the same pocket. Our pocket, just the heartbeat of how we groove in church and the rhythm. It taps into a certain spiritual element that's different. You understand? See, the black church builds on the groove. The white church builds on structure. Yeah. The vocal delivery is different. We black churches, the black gospel is about vocal runs, improvisation. The white church is like tone, soft vibrato, uniform harmonies. It's like by the book. Oh, 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 it's like real by the book. Is monotone. It's just you're saying the words, but you're not feeding the spirit of the words. The words are not riding with the spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's different. That's why we can do the same thing, but just spiritually, it's different. Our stuff is spirit led. Our songs shift and stretch depending on the energy in the room. The white churches, everything is pre-programmed. Everything is scheduled. The old running joke that white churches let out on time. Yeah, because it's scheduled. There's no spiritual grounding there. They just go in, say the words, and leave at a certain time. We no, we go where the spirit go. If the spirit is going, if somebody is singing something and the spirit hit them, we might be there for about 2, 3 more hours. We just gonna sit there and just let the spirit use them. So there's a spiritual thing there. Sometimes it gets drawn out, but we follow the spirit. Wherever the spirit go, that's where we take it. So it's spiritually grounded. That's the point. Our stuff, we follow the spirit. The spirit energy is much different. Who is this? Kate? Let's get Kate up here. I think Kate. Kate's trying to get in here. I think. Oh, I started talking about that white gospel. She got up. She's like, hold down 1 second. I'm a choir director. We don't do that. Hey, Kate. What's up, Kate?
The white church ain't doing no such thing, you race baiting piece of shit.
Now, well, now why are you mad, Miss Kate? And watch that potty mouth, ma'am. Now, why are you
You
upset?
are so full of shit. That's why.
Now, you
You are
saying that
so
y'all, the
full
white
of
churches, don't
you.
do that,
No, they don't.
ma'am?
Why? Why do you think that?
That's what you do. You guys don't really have no flavor like that to be. Do you? Do you really think you got flavor?
We don't have flavor, that's true.
Right.
But we don't race bait. We don't
You don't
do
race
that.
bait. Are you out of your damn mind? Y'all do race
No.
bait. The hell you mean
No,
y'all
we
don't race
don't.
bait? You go to
No, we
hell, ma'am.
don't.
Go, ma'am. Y'all
No, we
used to,
don't.
ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, sir.
No,
No,
ma'am.
sir. We don't.
Yes, you do, ma'am.
What? How would your life have been if you would have been in Africa versus America?
Well, ma'am, part of my lineage was here because there were black aboriginals here. And if we weren't interrupted by slavery, we probably would have been more advanced, man. We probably would have been a more advanced global society. We'd probably have flying saucers right now. But unfortunately, we live under a system of white supremacy where one group wants to hoard all the resources and subjugate everybody else. We would
Mm.
wait.
So that's why I, as an Irish
Hmm.
immigrant, is not. I'm not flying anything right
Right.
now.
Yeah, ma'am. The problem is that,
So
if it weren't-
why? So why
ma'am, if it
not?
weren't for
Why not an Irish immigrant versus someone who came here from Africa? Why not?
Ma'am, if it weren't for us and that free labor, you would still be in Ireland digging a potato out your. You were down
No,
bad, ma'am. Y'all were not doing good at all.
that's not. That is not
Oh, really?
accurate.
What
First
did
of
y'all
all,
have for the
no.
slave trade, ma'am? What the hell did you have going on?
Wait, what's
What
that?
did you have going on for the slave here? What did you have going
Wait, I'm sorry. It's
on?
cutting
Okay.
out.
I was saying, what did you have? What did you have going on in Ireland before the slave trade?
In
In Ireland,
Ireland, not
in
much.
Britain, period.
Not much.
Right. Y'all didn't have.
And wait, so first of all, what did you have going on in Africa?
We had stuff going on in Africa. We had stuff going on here. There were pretty advanced cities over here where black aboriginals were.
So why did black Africans sell other black Africans
You know,
off
that's bullshit. You're lying.
to trade slave? Hmm?
Well, the thing is, Africa began to get decimated by the Arabs, and then the white supremacists went over there and started.
Okay, so now it's the
Oh yeah,
Arabs.
they got it. Oh yeah, they
So
got in the mix first, and Africa began getting raided, and there was a lot of chaos going on over there.
okay, so
So
what
a lot of
was happening?
advanced civilizations started to fall down, and then the white supremacists, they saw an opportunity to come up and they said, okay, we'll ride the backs on the blacks. So that's what happened. Right?
Okay, so if that's the case, right now, right now, why is there the most slavery right now in Africa.
Well, that's not true. The prince.
Why are
It
white
is true.
women
It
slaves
is
to big
true.
black cock
No,
in America?
you don't get to
No, no, no.
rewrite
Why are white women slaves to big black cock in America?
Okay, hold on. That's
because
Can you explain
it's
that?
big black cock. Yeah,
Why
because
are
we
white
love
men so intimidated by big black cock?
because they're alpha males. That's
No, because
why.
they have little dicks, okay, and they're mad
No, I'm
that
not talking
all the
about
black
white
men in
men. I'm
America
talking about black
are
men.
taking white women,
They're alpha
and we're
males.
slowly changing
They're alpha
America
males.
to be all mixed, and you white people are disappearing, right? Is that the issue?
Wait, what?
okay. There we go. I don't know. My thing crashed. I don't know.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, there was a crash, and I don't know what happened. Lord.
So first of all, I mean, if you're asking why white women are looking for big black cocks, first of all, let me tell you something. Um, there is something to be said about alpha males,
Mm.
okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I hate to say it,
Okay.
but
Now let me have you talk to cousin Jerry. Hold on.
who dominates the NFL?
Hold on.
Who dominates the
Hold on, Kate.
NBA?
Hold on, Kate.
So
Kate. Kate.
come on,
Okay,
let's.
Kate. You're meth battling. Okay. Let me get cousin Jerry in here. Cousin
Hey,
Jerry.
hey, hey, Flex.
Yeah.
You noticed something when she first came in? She came in under the illusion of religion.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, and I think it was Hidden Colors 3. You had a picture of a church. It was a white church. It's actually here in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I went to that church because I was in a group in high school called Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and we would have to go to different churches. And since I was one of the few people that had a suit and had people that knew God, this is what our grandma told me.
Mm-hmm.
She said, listen, black people worship in the spirit of truth.
Yeah.
She said, when we go to church, we're sober. We may get drunk in the spirit, but what I want you to understand, they will come to church drunk of another spirit.
Mm.
And then they will try and get you to come into that spirit, which Kate is inebriated with some sort of substance.
Yeah.
And she came in under the guise of religion. Now we have to understand, this is what white people have been taught. They'll come in with a little dash of religion to start the conversation with us, and then all of a sudden she went to Africa, which nobody in this room is from Africa and haven't been there for 500 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to understand, that's a Trojan horse. Whenever you hear white people talk about religion to us, it's a Trojan horse to get us to listen to them before they transfer to another subject to denigrate us.
Yeah.
What I want black people to understand, our religion is in spirit and in truth. I can't remember the scripture that my grandma gave, that granny gave us, but I'm gonna find it.
Yeah.
But she said black people worship in spirit and truth, and that truth shines light into darkness, which white people are the darkness that they're trying to put darkness into our light. So we have to understand, when these so-called religious white people come around us.
White people are
Ma'am, hold
not
on
the
for a second. Hold on
darkness.
for a second.
White
Hold on for a
people
second,
are
ma'am.
not the
Hold on for a
darkness.
second, ma'am. Don't
Are
interrupt me.
you
Hold on for,
serious?
as I was saying, what they're trying to do,
No,
as you
that
see
is
that we're
ridiculous.
speaking truth to power, she's trying to interrupt me because I just disturbed her
No,
demon
that would be
of
the same
division.
thing as me
And then
saying
what
black
his
people
also is
or
going on
the
with her now,
darkness
that now
or
that I've
something like
triggered
that.
her,
I mean, that
she's
is
going to
just
try and
ridiculous.
over talk and kill the subject that we see you. We see the division. Nobody in this room, Tariq
No,
has not been in Africa.
nobody.
Ma'am, Tariq's people have not been in Africa for 1,500 years, and you're trying to bring an African conversation to foundational Black Americans, and you started out with God because you thought that would give you an in with us to manipulate us to your point.
Mhm.
Now, I want you to understand this, that fake God that y'all have been worshiping in falseness to subjugate us, in the end, you're going to fall because we're standing in truth right now.
Mhm.
See that white church I went to? I never seen see people handle snakes. They handle snakes, they drank poison, they called themselves primitive Baptists. They were focusing on things that were show. My grandma told me, she said, baby, don't look at none of that. All of that's false. She said, you understand that we're tapped into a whole different God than them. Their God is a false God. That's why they always fall. That's why they always end up in these situations. But our God, the one that's inside of us, that one, when Tariq talks about that Majara spirit, that's the God that lives inside of us, that guides us, that lets us know when they're trying to set traps to us. Because you see how she's babbling and talking about Africa and she's
Mhm.
inebriated and whatever. This is what we got to watch out for.
Oh yeah.
Black people, and I'm finna land right here. Do not. Second thing, I'm going to tie this in. I had a YT professor text me about the No Kings March.
It is
Hold on for a
the
second, Kate.
devil
Hold on for a second,
trying
Kate.
to make
And I'm
us
gonna give you a chance to
divided.
speak. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna give you a chance to speak. My professor texted me, and why me and him fell out. He saw the movie Hidden Figures and tried to insert his YT mother into a black woman story, and that lets me know all the while he's trying to color it with religion, that he was trying to move us to move for them.
Mm.
So we got to understand our God and us and our movement and their God and their movement is different. Now
It
go
is
ahead,
the
Kate. I'm listening.
devil trying to make us divided.
We're not dividing. We're already divided. Y'all
No,
divided us.
we
Y'all
weren't.
separated
We
us
were
from them.
never divided. We were never divided.
We've always been divided. The most divided
No, we
hour in
weren't.
America is 11
No,
o'clock
we
on Sunday
weren't.
morning. If
No,
your
we
white church
weren't.
does
We were
not have
never
any black
divided.
people in it,
We were never
Kate,
divided.
Kate, Miss Kate, tell me how many black people are in the church that you went to this morning.
This morning,
This morning
I
when you
didn't
went
go
to
to
church.
church.
This is Sunday. Did you go to church this morning?
I didn't go to church
Okay, when was the last time you been to church?
last week.
Last week, how many black people were in your church?
Many.
Meaning, give me a number. 10, 20,
10.
10. See, you understand the difference now? There are 1,000 people in this room. You had 1% of this room at your church. In my church, ask me how many white people were in my church this morning.
How many?
Zero. Ask me how many white people were in the churches in my community in Alabama. I live in Alabama. Ask me in every church in my community how many white people were in those churches.
How many?
Zero. You want to know
Then
why?
tell me
You want to know
what
why?
church you go to.
You want to know why,
Then
Kate?
tell me what church. Then tell me what church you go to,
I went
and
to.
I will go there.
Listen, Kate. You're trying to go denominational, but I'm gonna give you a simple thing. Take denominational
No,
out and
you
put God
don't.
in.
You don't.
What, ma'am?
You don't
What I
understand
don't
what.
understand, please give me the understanding that I need. Okay, now Kate, listen to me real close. You hear me, Kate? Can you listen to me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Kate, this is what I need you to do. What did you drink or smoke or take before you got on this live? Tell the
Nothing.
truth. Tell the truth. No, your speech is slurred. And I've been around your people and my people for a lot of time. I grew up in a mixed community. I went to school with your people. So to tell the truth, what are you on right now?
Nothing.
Your speech is slurred and your words are slurred, and you're talking to foundational Black Americans about Africa and church, and you're bouncing situations. Unfortunately, in your church, there's a lot of addiction, whereas in our church, we come to get free from your addiction. So, this is what I need you to do next Sunday morning. If you want to be free from what's encumbering you and clouding your mind and holding you back and making you come into our space and spew this kind of kindness, I want you to worship in spirit and freedom next week, not this controlled opposition, because unfortunately, your people have tried to use religion against my people. And unfortunately, we come from divine people and we understand the truth. You understand that, Kate?
Yes, sir.
There,
Okay. Okay, Kate. Listen, when you come into our spaces, we don't mind people coming to our spaces, but understand, come here to learn, not tell us we're wrong. You understand that? Kate?
Yes,
Kate? You understand what I just said? Kate?
yes, sir.
Okay, I want you to come learn because I want to free you because unfortunately in your lifetime you've been indoctrinated with those demons to come into our space and try and control us, but the people that are on this live,
No, I
we're
have
free from
not.
that. We're free. Hold on for a second.
I have
I'm gonna let
not.
you speak. Hold on, let you speak for a
No,
second.
not.
I want to free you from that mindset that you come in here trying to control us and tell us which way to go. So you understand, we worship different from you. See, every person in here has a spirit to help and empower. Your church doesn't have that empowerment spirit. See, with Foundational Black Americans, if something happens to one of us, we will work to make them whole before the end of the day. If something happens to one of y'all in y'all church, y'all will work to continue to destroy them. Do you understand the difference of empowerment and destruction? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I want you to start moving away from all the things you've been programmed to to hate us and think that we're less and we need for you to tell us about something in Africa, and we live in America and we've been dealing with this American system. So ma'am, no offense. Before you come into our spaces and tell us we're wrong, understand who we are.
yeah.
All
Okay.
right, Flex. I love you.
And thank you, brother. And thank you, Kate. We're gonna move on. Are you good, Kate?
Yes.
There you go. Thank you so much. All right, let's get some more folks in.
If you're looking for a festive night out with real energy, pull up to the Hilarious Harvest Hangout at the Hidden History Museum on Saturday, November 15th at 7 p.m.
This is not your regular comedy show. We're talking live comedy, culture, and straight up good vibes inside one of the most unique venues in Los Angeles. Hosted by Tariq Nasheed and Dwan B, featuring comedy heavy hitters Chris Spencer, Daphne Springs, Mario Hodge, and more surprise guests in the building.
You don't want to miss this. Complimentary dinner is included, so come eat good, laugh hard, and connect with real people.
So we want to see you in the building. Go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com to get your tickets now. That's hiddenhistorymuseum.com.